Donald Trump was our commander-in-chief. 4 more years of a weekend at Bernie's presidency. But just don't send any to Martha's Vineyard, then they get really upset. And impose gender ideology on everyone from our infantrymen to kindergartners. And we cannot let America down. And we demand term limits for members of Congress, bringing the administrative state to heel once and for all. We oppose any immigration that stands apart or in contrast to our American values. Let's make the 45th President of the United States the 47th President of the United States.
Occasionally, he was able to delay the lick. Ironically, I counted 47 licks, not 45. So look, there are downsides to the way that you hype a politician up to give a speech. You know, they talk about how for Joe Biden, they give him caffeine or whatever. Well, clearly to get Ron DeSantis to speak, they smear peanut butter on his lips and that's what makes his mouth move. But the issue is it's tasty. And so he just wants a little bit, you know, he delivers a good line and then, So anyway, it's awkward and like when he delivered a good line, and by the way, he delivered tons of lines that they ate up. It was just a bullet point list of like the talking points that they like, the culture war stuff, the identity politics. But then like he'd say the line and they'd clap and he'd pause and he's just not a natural person. There's no charisma whatsoever. Sharon, what are your thoughts?
I think it was pudding, not peanut butter. We know he likes pudding and we know how he likes to eat it. So it could have been butterscotch pudding. He's just a different kind of cat. He's a little strange. And I'm sure he's worked with people. So this is perhaps a cleaned up version. You can deliver the lines all you want, but it only takes a little bit of, an antidote about eating pudding with your forefinger or something. And it's a wrap. Remember what happened to Howard Dean when he did that high pitch, and people never lived it down. They can't get over it. They can't look past it. He's still getting that. And I don't know what his place is. I think he will be the governor of Florida, but I don't see him as more than that. Although you're right, they did give him some cheers and applause, but I just think people are giddy, like you said.
Yeah. I've seen op-eds coming out of his speech saying, like now people are talking about, it was weird. The articles were termed that like they were talking about him as being the nominee in 2024, 2028. I don't know why are they talking about 2024? I'm pretty sure that's locked down. This is the convention after all.
Right.
But the idea clearly that he's harboring inside of himself is, okay, that was rough. I tried and I failed. But the next time around, I can do it. I can, go back to Florida and notch a bunch more culture war wins or whatever. And then by 2028, people will have forgotten what happened this time around. They won't be mad at me for challenging Trump. Trump might not literally be around by then. And so maybe he can take another swing at it. The issue for him is that he's not the VP. The intent is to elevate JD Vance to be the successor eventually. It's not a guarantee that that's what would happen. And you point out that sometimes these things stick to you, like the pudding or having capped a dog or something. And that is true for basically all politicians. It has never really worked for Trump. Trump has a million of those things and it's never really mattered. I think the question is, with Trump hugging JD Vance so close to him, does that give JD Vance some of that? Like, we're gonna find out all sorts of things now about JD Vance. There's already some that are bubbling up. Is he going to sort of like have the thing in his past that creates a stink that they can't get past? Him being the VP is no guarantee that he's going to be the successor, but it clearly gives him a leg up. The question is, like, if you were Ron DeSantis or if you were a Ramaswamy, what do you do between now and 2028 to nullify that advantage? And do you have any thoughts about that?
It's weird to me that we are still in a dog fight for 2024 and we have to go there with 20.
I know.
But we do. You do have to look ahead. And that's one side could have probably done that a little bit better than the other. This is about the future with JD Vance, as you mentioned. I just don't know how you overcome something like that, how you look beyond that. I think And I'm not trying to duck it. I think we really just have to let things play out for a little while and see where they're going to go before people can strategize and even think past it.
Yeah, I can only explain for myself, but the reason I immediately looked to 2028 is because 2024 is rough and I don't like it and I don't want to focus on it.
It's more pleasant.
Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.